Testing, testing. Let's see if my microphone is working. All right, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning note. It is Monday, December 20th, 2021. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for joining me today and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo. Click on that, turn on notifications, like our videos. Really helps the algorithm. Turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, and of course, comment any of your questions. As always, really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead and go over it this morning. Very ugly this morning. You can see the futures are bloody red. Dow is down 409 points. NASDAQ down 1.44%. S&P futures down 1.26%. Russell 2000 down 1.43%. Crude oil down 4.37% this morning. Gold futures down 0.44 this morning at $17.96 an ounce. Silver futures down 1.37%. So again, not even the precious metals can you hide in there. 10-year yields broke below 1.4%. The US dollar, 96.38, down 0.19%. VIX spiking, as we talked about on the headline. VIX right now is at 25.92, up 20%. The dollar yen is down 16 pips, 113.53. Euro dollar is up 60 pips, 112.95. Ethereum is down 1.62% on the future side. Bitcoin is down 1.25% on the future side. And gasoline futures down 2.25% this morning. Let's see, just got some news here, was looking at. All right, good morning. Let's go ahead and see what's up. Okay, so we see futures. Let's take a look at a couple of charts before we begin. Then take a look at some pre-market stuff, and then we'll answer some questions. All right, first thing, Emini Futures. Let's take a look at the daily and see where we are. You could see the very, very big level is right here, guys. So first thing we want to do is set an alert. First thing we want to do right here is set this alert at 45.17. That's your 100-day moving average. So granted, that is a very, very big level for the market. That could be another pivot point if it does hold. Remember, we were talking that 4,600 was a big pivot point. We broke below that. That's about 50. We're about 47 points below that. So again, you can see here on Emini Futures that 100-day moving average. Again, we've only broken the 100-day moving average about a handful of times this year. The last time we did was below in October, and we did bounce. So you could see again that 100-day could be broken. So again, just keep that in mind. But again, we may be running out of real estate in terms of shorting. So again, if you're buying puts, again, your target should be around 450, 451 on SPY. That's what I would be looking for if you're looking to ride this wave down. You can see 454 on right now. So we're right around here. So again, if you're targeting puts this week, if you're expecting a little more downside, a little more COVID stuff coming out, more Omicron headlines and such, 451 is your target. 450 possibly, but again, I would not go lower than that if that's the case. So again, what I'm looking for, if to short here, really is to break down below 452.45 on SPY. That's what I'm looking for, and then I would take a look at the 450s. But that has to break first. The reason I say that is because this could be the whole move today is all futures. And again, you don't want to be caught just holding that puts, hoping for another downfall. So again, be tactical. Really, the reason I say to be tactical, let me get out of this because I need to put this and below. Give me a second. 452.40. Let's see. 452.40 would be a nice down break. So right there we have an alert. And the reason I say this is because Friday is New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. So we only have 4 trading days this week. So it's paramount to be extremely careful this week. Don't go too heavy. Don't do anything too crazy. Volume will dry up more than likely by Wednesday, if anything. So again, just be careful. All you want to do at this point is really just hold on to capital until 2022 as we start seeing what we're going to get till the end of the year. Again, we are off the lows, so we're bouncing slightly. Let's take a look at NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ, when they opened this yesterday on Sunday at 6 p.m. when I was watching, it was outperforming and then it started tanking. So let's take a look at the daily here on NASDAQ. You could see that 100-day moving average. That blue line is another blue line that's very, very, very key to watch. So I'm going to place an alert at 15,509 for the futures. Now again, looking at this alert here is really just going to tell me a barometer where the market is. Again, if we start getting a continuation, a real flush down, 15,000 is really your next level here. You can see 15,000 and then possibly down to 14.4. Could be worth a shot again, but let's take a look at Qs to really confirm. And you can see on Qs, if we go ahead and take a look at 379.47, that'll kind of get us right around here, still above the 100. So I want to see if we break below the 100, 378.21. If we can get there, then we can start taking a look at some puts as well. And I would target right around 370. Seems about right, maybe 375. See, 374 is actually not a bad level. So take a look at that. The last thing I want anyone to get caught up in is right off the rip, they go ahead and short or buy puts, and then we rise immediately because all the move was pre-market. So again, this could be a dead cat bounce in the morning. It could be a lot of things. But again, as we have volume drying up because of the holidays, it becomes very, very to the point of a lot of landmines. You have to be very tactical and very careful. So just keep that in mind. Let's take a look at some pre-market movers together, and then we'll questions. Let's see it. All right, let's see. Pre-market movers, I have it here in front of me. Apple's down 1.8%, Naked Brand up 2.85%, AMC down 0.31%. I do have calls on AMC. NEO down 1.87%. I also have calls on Apple. They're down about 1.81%. The last time I closed a trade too early last week was AMD because we had a nice bounce. So I'm going to hold this time. I'm definitely not going to go ahead and sell. I'm going to wait. Microsoft down 1.42%. Intel, Boeing, Walt Disney, JP Morgan, Chevron, Verizon, Chevron all down over 1%. Chevron down 0.31%. Coca-Cola down 0.47%. Visa is down 1.82%. What's green today? Moderna, 7.68%. Pfizer, 1.5%. AT&T all of a sudden catching bids, 1.22%. Nvidia is down 2.81%. Apple down 1.78%. Carnival down 2.95%. American Airlines down 2.6%. Again, Omicron virus, COVID infection rates are rising. But look what's moving up. Zoom. So again, if you're looking at this Omicron virus, the Omicron variant, the Delta variants, are we looking at COVID as we're going to get spike up again? That is going to get worse. The winners from 2020 are going to be the ones you want to take a look at. Zoom, Peloton, the stay-at-home, Google, those names, they're going to benefit. Microsoft's going to benefit. Amazon's going to benefit. Anything online, they're going to be the ones benefiting. The ones that are going to take a hit are your travel and leisure. Airbnb is going to take a hit. As you can see, they're down 3.42%. The airlines, cruise lines, all those are going to take a hit. So let's take a look at RCL. RCL just reported, RCL just reported, I think 8 people had the infections on their cruises. So let's take a look at RCL together and see if there's anything worth doing here. Let's see, $70, a nice little gap down, but not enough to really do anything. You want to get it below 68, if anything, on RCL. Let's take a look at CCL next, excuse me. I hate to profit from some misery, but you know, we still got a job to do. Anyways, CCL down 17.75. You can see a break of 17. That could be interesting. So let's go ahead and place an alert at 17. I really want to focus on the leisures because if we start getting more and more and more of these continuation of infection rates going up, that's going to be a big problem to the travel and leisure. That's what we want to focus on if that's the case for some quick moves. But again, we're starting to bounce here. What scares me here, guys, in terms of shorting is the fact that we hit the 100-day moving average on the daily, and then we're bouncing. So again, it could be all the move pre-market. That's just going to be paramount to take a look and see how the whole day plans out. You could see here, we didn't even tap it. We're close to it on Emini Futures, and we're bouncing. So again, just be careful is all I'm saying, because we can get that bounce pretty quickly. And that's the last thing I want you guys to get caught in, is holding puts and we get a bounce or a little bit of a mini rally. We'll see. Let's take a look at crypto this morning, and then we'll answer some questions. I'm going to go ahead and reload this. I don't know why my thing is running slow. Yeah, you can see Bitcoin down 4.2%, Ethereum down 4.81%, Solana down 9%, Cardano 6%, Ripple down 1%, Avalanche down 9%, Dogecoin down about 6%, and Polkadot down about 7.27%, Shiba's down about 10%. So again, crypto is a risk-off asset. this idea that it's a flight to safety or it's a hedge against inflation, it's not the case. The market doesn't trade it like that. The market is trading crypto as a high beta, high growth, risk off movement, risk on movement. Risk on meaning you're gonna get into riskier assets, anything that deals with credit, anything that deals with high growth. Risk off turns to be more consumer staples, utilities, maybe some real estate, that bonds, that sort of thing. As you can see, the 10-year bonds are being bidded. That's why the yields are getting lower. So again, do I see a panic? No. I mean, we're just retesting the 100. If we start breaking down below 4,500, then it gets a little to the point of like, okay, now we're starting to get to the point where we can start doing some moves here. Again, I'm looking out to see maybe taking a look here, shifting a little bit towards more of the COVID winners. I do have some Zoom, Teladoc, I bought some. So maybe those gain a little bit. Again, some of my growth names are from the COVID lockdown phase. Why? I kind of wanted to rebalance my portfolio a little bit, have a little more speculation, a little more growth in terms of the COVID thing if we get back to COVID or maybe some lockdowns. Word is that we won't have any, but again, you never know. It's good to have that kind of protection. I like my ETF. I like my SPY-G, of course. I have my core holdings. I have my crypto, obviously. I have my dividend stocks. I have some real estate REITs. But again, I want to have a little more of a slice of my speculation because I know this COVID stuff won't last forever. But for the end of the day, you still want to have that kind of approach where you still want to find some opportunities out there. That's really the key. Good morning. Let's see here. Austin is asking, is SMH ETF a buy? SMH is the semiconductor index. So again, when it comes to semiconductors, I really just stick to two. It's really NVIDIA and AMD. That's really the two I have, and I like them both. So again, I prefer that you bought AMD and NVIDIA, I think is better, but SMH isn't bad. That's not a bad ETF to own, but you can just buy the top four guys. You could buy AMD, NVIDIA, Qualcomm, and Taiwan Semiconductor, and you just call it a day. If you want to buy the SMH ETF, I'm with it. Nothing really against it. AMC is green pre-market. How about that? Who knows? AMC, now it's going to turn. AMC is now going to be your flight to safety. How nice. Hi, man. Calls for SPY, thanks. Let's take a look at SPY together. I thought I said hi, Ma. Sorry, guys. Let's go ahead and expand this cell here. And you can see nice little bounce. Remember, we're taking a look at that level. Really, the biggest low here is 448.92. For SPY, there is a gap to fill right at 461. Let's see if we can get out of 458 first. I would say 458 would probably be your first level. That's the one you want to take a look at. 458 hits, you could take the 460s if anything. Moderna calls with the booster being 80% effective against Omicron. Moderna has been up and down, up and down, up and down, but now it's starting to bounce. And you can see here, Moderna's a little pricey, so you just need to be careful. I'd rather you just own the stock of anything than buy calls on a short week on Moderna, which is very expensive. It is above major moving averages on the hourly. Let's take a look at the daily together. And you can see right here, we're at 319, so that'll get us right around here. Not a bad idea. If you start breaking 330, then you can take a look at something like a 350 call, but 330 would probably be first. See, right here, 330 wouldn't be a bad idea. And then you can target the 350s for the week after, if anything. Again, Moderna's a tricky one. Just be careful. Thoughts on COVID stock? I see Zoom is a great comeback. Yeah, we were talking about that. So there's always a beneficiary, even when bad news prices in. So again, we're talking about Omicron. We're talking about COVID, maybe possible lockdowns. Again, what's going to benefit? Remember, Metaverse did well during that. Facebook, Google's was doing great. Amazon was doing great. Netflix was on fire. Peloton was doing well. Teladoc, Roku was doing well. Again, to kind of look at ARKK again. ARKK may not be a bad idea for the simple fact that they were big of the COVID winners. So again, if there is some lockdowns or more COVID fears, these stocks are going to bounce again, and they have been beaten down. You can take a look at Zoom. Zoom has been beaten down. You can take a look at Roku, beaten down and bouncing. How about that? Another one, Teladoc. I own Teladoc. Starting to bounce a little bit. Again, even when there's bad news, there's some kind of setup where there's some bullish stocks. And Jim Cramer says it best, there's always a bull market somewhere. And it's true. It's very true. So again, maybe start looking at those names. Again, I do own Zoom stock. So let's see if we get a continuation to the upside. I'm willing to hold it. So it's all good. Let's see here. Price to add Tesla, Facebook, and SE. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla below 900, I think, is a good buy. Let's take a look. He was asking about Facebook or Meta. Meta, again, I have 235 for a breakdown. That's my next level. I thought, no, 235, that's wrong. Let me go ahead and cancel that. Really, my next level is right around 315. I'll go ahead and place an alert there. Before that, it was 300, but 315, I'll take some. Absolutely. Let's see. I think I had one more question. SE. SE, really the next level for you guys is probably 200. I don't own it, so if you like it, possibly 200, technically speaking, is your best bet. NEO, good stock long term. If you believe in electric vehicles, if you believe in China growth in the future, NEO is a good stock to own. I own it. It's right at 30 right now. Next line levels for Palantir and DraftKings. Palantir, my level is 17.15 to buy, and DraftKings, my next level is 25 to buy. Those two have, well, not really Palantir, but DraftKings has been beaten down. Absolutely. They were a COVID winner too. You're welcome. Cheers, Tom. Thoughts on AMC reaction this week to review the box office numbers? I have calls, and it is up pre-market. I do have, which ones do I have? I have the 33 calls for this week. And now we're at 29.67 green, breaks 30.69. We should continue back to the upside. I would target 32 or 33. AMC is in its own world. The market's all red and that thing is green. How about that? And thoughts on Hood at these levels. I do use Robinhood, but I don't own Robinhood. It is beaten down to hell. If you expect a turnaround for this company, you're really buying it at the lows right now. So you really can't even go by charts here because it's literally near all-time lows. Could it get down to around 15? Could it get back down to 17? Sure. It's a tough one to see. I would wait for their next earnings report and see if there's any kind of turnaround story there or any kind of growth around. If not, I'll wait. IWM for calls, let's see it. IWM, really, you need to get above around 213.86. That's that 200-day, that 50-day moving average. That'd be the first level I'd look for, and then I'd keep it close to the 215 if we start bouncing. Again, we're starting to bounce a little bit here. A lot of move overnight. And it's kind of a difference maker here because usually futures would buy it and then the actual cash session in the morning would sell it. But we're starting to see a little bounce again. Those moving averages are key. That 100-day on Emini Futures is very key. That 100-day moving average on NASDAQ is very key. So you just need to keep an eye. I would suggest today just really absorb, rate and see what the market gives you on a Monday. Again, this week is Christmas Eve. The last thing I want you guys to do is stress over anything when your family comes over or you're going to see your family. Be smart. Again, it's a psychological game. Remember, we only have 2 more weeks at the end of the year. Try not to do too much. Just take it easy, see what you get there. Worst case scenario, I would say you get one good trade, you stop for the day. You have one bad trade, you're stopped for the day. And that's it. I really just play it clearly close to the chest this week, especially with Christmas Eve on Friday. And again, no trading on Friday. There's not even big economic data this week. That's why I didn't post anything, because there's really nothing going on. It's a short week, so nothing really you can do. So just understand that in the back of your head. Okay, guys, I appreciate your time as always. Thank you so much for joining me. Price to add for Apple and Exxon. Let's take a look at Apple and Exxon. Apple, I have an alert at 156.52 to buy some. And ExxonMobil, I don't have ExxonMobil. I have XOP. But if you want to buy ExxonMobil, really a decent level is right around 58.75, and you're right at 58.96. There you go. Have a great rest of your day, guys. We'll catch you guys for the aftermarket recap today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go Cowboys. Huge win against the Giants. We're now number 2 in the conference. How about that? Not much soccer this past weekend. Obviously, Manchester United game was postponed. So either way. Have a good one, guys. We'll catch you guys later. We'll see you on the Twitter. Of course, G.A.R Capital on Twitter. G.A.R Capital on Instagram. Make sure to hit that like button. Really do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Cheers.